Okay, guys, new XR150L, new rider here. So, I haven't learned everything yet. So there's a couple more things I have learned about the bike. So I thought I would share with you guys. For one, this thing has a neutral start on it, neutral safety switch on the clutch. So if you kill it at a stoplight, which you probably will do if you're a brand new rider, you can just pull the clutch in and hit the start button. You don't have to mess with the shifter or anything like that, or try to get it in a neutral. Because I come from riding dirt bikes, and once that thing dies, you got to put it in neutral, and it is a pain to get restarted. And you don't have to worry about that here on this bike. Okay, another thing is, if you put it into gear with the kickstand down, or if you have it in gear and you try to put the kickstand down, it will kill it. So make sure you're in neutral with the kickstand down. Okay, another thing I want to talk about was the blinkers. Let's see, when you turn the key on, blinkers actuate like that, and these blinkers are pretty bright. And that's without the battery running, or without the, the stator charging it. And I do believe all these lights are DC, because they do run without the motorcycle running. The headlight is on as well without the motor running, in case anybody wanted to know about that. But yeah, you do got a blinker light here, so you can look down. After you've driven for 10 miles with the blinker light on, you can realize it, and you got to push it to cancel it. Okay, and like I said, you also got a neutral safety light, so you know where you're at when you come to the stoplight and you let off without killing it. Okay, let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Let's see, the lock. Okay, and also, all right, I know this thing has a little bit of storage here. There's supposed to be a document bag or a place for stored documents underneath the seat, but I haven't had to pull the seat off yet. And I want to talk a little bit about why I haven't had to do that here in just a second. Okay, there is a toolkit, and it is in this little, let's see here, this little lock compartment right here. Now, you don't need your key. You can really use anything. Anything on a flat-bladed screwdriver will open it up, and it's got a little toolkit in there. So I think that's all the storage you really get, is that document bag underneath the seat, and got a little tool storage compartment. But I did go to Walmart last night while I was shopping. I seen this little fanny pack here, and this worked pretty good for putting my keys and stuff in, and my cell phone, and got some hair ties for my sister here. You can just latch it up to make sure the zippers stay closed. If I'd have bought something more expensive, probably would have had 2 zippers on it. But this isn't even my idea. I got this from watching Life of Birch. If you guys haven't seen his channel, y'all need to go watch it, because I was on the fence about buying one of these bikes until I saw him and his reviews, and I bought it, and because he told me to. So anyways, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a good time with it. Let's see, what else we got? Oh yeah, also we got a helmet lock on this thing. I didn't know this either. I'd never even heard of this. They don't have this on a dirt bike. So you stick your key in it here, and you can unlock it. And see the little pin. This camera's not very good, but you see the little pin pop up, and then you can put the strap from your helmet in there, or if your helmet's got a little D-ring on it, you put it in there, and then you press it up, and then it's locked in there tight, and try to help keep honest people honest. And let's see, okay, yeah, so that's about it for the storage and where you're going to be able to put stuff. Now, let's talk about the top speed on this thing. Now, I am not a light person. I'll turn the camera around. You guys can see me here. Okay, I probably weigh 255 or 260 on a good day. Yeah, so anyways, I was driving to work this morning, and the speed limit is 55. Now, this thing will do 55. It doesn't take forever to get there. I don't feel like I'm in traffic. Like when I pull away from a stoplight, I can run this thing up to 55 pretty quick. And I don't feel like I'm a nuisance in traffic. I don't feel like I'm in anybody's way, like I said. Now, yesterday I was riding it around, and there was a big hill, and I was doing about 45 miles an hour, and I seen the big hill coming. So I was in fourth gear, and I wanted to see if this thing would accelerate with me on it, up that hill. So at the bottom of the hill, I didn't gas it going into the hill. I waited till the hill started, and then I gave it full power, opened it up for everything it was worth, which ain't much. But the speed did climb from 45 to 50 to the top of the hill. So even with somebody weighing 260 pounds, you should be able to accelerate up a hill in fourth gear, to at least 50 miles an hour. And then the top of the hill crested, I put it back into fifth. But if you see like a hill coming, if you got to climb a grade like on the freeway, which you probably shouldn't be on this bike, if you got to climb a grade or something, when you see it coming, you better just gas it for all it's worth. And I bet if you have it in fifth gear, if you weigh as much as I do, you're going to start losing speed pretty quick. So I've read on the internet, some people say this bike will do 70. It may be with me downhill and the wind pushing me. But 60 miles an hour is about tops for this bike, and on flat land about 60. And it'd take me a minute to get from 55 to 60, but up to 55 is okay. Now, another thing I want to say is this bike, the suspension on it. When I weigh 255 pounds. When I sit on it, I compress the suspension pretty good. Now, if you are like 300 pounds or something like that, and you think you're looking at this bike and you just want to tool around on it or something, I would not recommend it, because I pretty much got the suspension loaded out. I mean, when I hit bumps and stuff, it's not all the way compressed or anything, but I for sure am putting a hurting on this bike. So, anyways, if there's anything else you guys want to know about it, I think I covered all the stuff I wanted to. If there's any, another thing is a lot of people said, why didn't you just get a Hawk, one of the Hawk 250s? And, I looked at a few of those. And once they told me Honda told me that this bike was $5,000, $5,500 out the door, I said, well, I'm not going to mess with that. And which I ultimately got it for a whole lot cheaper. I ended up paying $4,000 for it. A lot of people told me it's too much, but hey, I'm having fun and it's my money. It's not theirs. But anyway, so when I went to look at the Hawks at their dealership, which is super sketchy. If you've ever been in one of those, you already know. So I start talking to the guy, and basically they assemble them, put the wheel on them and tighten the handlebars and stuff like that. But from everybody I have spoke to that has owned a Hawk, they say once you hammer out all the problems, it's a good little bike. I know the fuel tank leaks on them. I've gotten several Chinese pit bikes, and I understand that some things come stripped out, and you got to find longer fasteners. They don't use fasteners that are long enough to go all the way through the hole in a lot of stuff, and the quality is just not there on that bike. So I just want people to know that unless you're a master mechanic, and the funny thing is I am a mechanic. This is what I do for a living, but I wanted to go out and ride and have fun. And when you get this thing wrapped up to 55 miles an hour, it doesn't seem that fast, but you start wondering who assembled this thing and who tightened all the bolts and everything when you're going that fast. And you can see on this Honda right here, it's got like a yellow paint mark, where they tightened the handlebars and they checked it, and all the swing arms, the nuts in here, they all got paint on them and everything. And all I have done was to make sure the axles were tight on this bike, which they were, and air the tires up a little bit. So I'm not worried about anything else. I've got just 29 miles on the bike, which ain't a whole lot, but you're not going to put 29 miles on one of those Hawks without having a lot of work and maintenance. So you guys take that into consideration if you want to just spend, $1,800 on one of those bikes. And another thing was, I probably would have bought that bike because, like I said, I can fix a lot of stuff. But the title situation, this bike is already registered and titled in my name, from the Honda dealership, or from the power sports place. But the Hawk, the guy told me that I had to get an MCO, which he didn't have. They had to apply for it. So within a couple weeks after I bought the bike, I could get the paperwork and hopefully get it titled. But this way, it's headache free and everything else. So you're paying for you're paying not that much more for this bike, but the reliability is going to be there. And not to mention, when I go to sell this thing, it's going to be worth what it's worth. And that there's going to be no arguing to it. versus that Hawk, you know, that's once you ride that for a couple years, that bike's going to be worth about $1,000 probably. So anyways, thank you guys and for checking out my video. Please like and subscribe. And then, like I said, if there's something more you want to know about this, just let me know. Thank you.